Dear Mr. Tsomokos, dear Assistant Minister, Mrs. Atanaskovic, Israeli investors, real estate professionals, ladies and gentlemen. Our embassy is very happy to support the Property and Infrastructure Conference for the fourth consequent year, and I'd like to thank Mr. Tsomokos and his team for this wonderful cooperation. In April 1909, only 110 years ago, a group of 60 families gathered on endless sands by the beach. They collected 60 gray shells and 60 white shells. On the gray ones, they wrote their names, and on the white ones, a number that represents a plot. A girl and a boy picked the shells and matched the names to the plots in a kind of a lottery. A year later, the first 60 houses of Tel Aviv were inaugurated. I can hardly think of a better story to illustrate the development of real estate in Israel in general and urban one in particular than this anecdote. Tents were replaced by small huts and then massive social housings just to reach the countless skyscrapers and the new buzzword today, urban renovation. Construction in Israel has always been a national ethos. The founders of the modern state of Israel came in the late 19th century to construct and to be constructed in the land of the ancient homeland. They came there not only to immigrate, rather to be part of a new revolution where the 2,000 years of expulsions and constant wandering around the world will end. And nothing better than houses and trees to prove that the dream has come true. Not only dream led the construction in Israel, the need to respond to growing demands played a major role. The very poor country of the 1950s had to find urgent solutions for the massive waves of immigrants and the relatively high natality in Israel. With the years, both trends that led to high demands in real estate changed their character, from an urgent need for shelter to fancy and luxurious towers, villas, and modern apartments. Construction has become so central in the Israeli economy in the 1990s that our late Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin has named it the locomotive that leads the economy. The very expensive land and the high demand to live in urban centers, together with the lack of plots in attractive neighborhoods, have led to the development of the concept of urban renovation. Under the current circumstances, there is no other choice but to renovate existing buildings and neighborhoods and to produce more housing units on the same space. The preservation of the Bauhaus buildings, recognized as the World Heritage by UNESCO, is a good example of urban renovation. There are about 4,000 buildings in that style in Tel Aviv. In the very heart of the city, real estate entrepreneurs have the right to add floors for more housing units in exchange of the renovation of the buildings and their surroundings. I mention it because this year the world is marking 100 years for the establishment of the Bauhaus School of Architecture in Germany. Unprecedented complexities that characterize the real estate and construction projects have led to the introduction of innovative technology. The needs create opportunity for software solution, innovative methods and materials, or new machineries and equipment. Israel is making use of its experience and know-how in innovation and IT in order to make this sector more efficient. The recently launched program of innovation in the field of construction technology, led by the Ministry of Construction, is aimed to increase the development and use of advanced technological methods to make Israel a leading global center for construction tech. Under this program, an ecosystem comprised by startup companies, entrepreneurs, regulatory bodies, investors, and policymakers is created in order to maximize the business connections and promote investments in early stages of the projects. Green architecture may still be somewhat of a niche in Israel, but the country is making a noteworthy push towards weaving more eco-conscious buildings techniques into its urban environment. The first green office building in Israel was Intel's development center in Haifa, built in 2010, followed by the Azuri Eco Tower, Tel Aviv's first green office tower, whose tenants enjoy 70% savings of their water bills and 20% on electricity, and can relax in 1,000 square meters of open space that include roof terraces and a botanical garden. Tel Aviv, and this is the photo that you see here, Tel Aviv is home to one of less than 30 LEED Platinum certified buildings on the planet. The Porter School of Environment Studies at Tel Aviv University is an ecologically symbiotic facility that has been operating since 2014. The impressive structure produces more energy than it consumes and features a state-of-the-art water conservation and solar power system, 100% passive cooling, a native plant green roof, an ecological pool, an incredible floating eco-capsule that serves as a constant reminder for global sustainability. Even the concrete is from a sustainable source. Allow me to say a few words about the Israeli real estate investments in Serbia. As you can see from the slide, the trend of consolidation continues. Following the market needs, residential and mixed developments continue to dominate among the new investments. Here I would like to highlight the first condominium in New Belgrade, Wellport, launched last year, together with ongoing mixed developments in Kneza Milosha Street. Israeli real estate investors were pioneers in bringing the concept of office and retail parks in Belgrade. This pioneering spirit now has spread to residential area with the concept of condominium construction, raising the standards of living. Ongoing reforms in the sector of construction and real estate in Serbia, as were mentioned by the Assistant Minister, definitely contribute to the pace of project developments, as well as the assurance of security for investment, reliability, and predictability of business environment. I would use the opportunity to congratulate the Ministry of Construction, Transportation, and Infrastructure for placing Serbia among world's top countries in terms of issuance of construction permits according to the latest doing business list, as we heard by the Assistant Minister, along with significant results in an ongoing cadastral reform. Permanent course of cutting the red tape and digitalizing the public administration services adds to the level of satisfaction of current and brings in new investors. I wish you a successful conference. Thank you.